If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
Africa Business Radio. Take advantage. It's yours. Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
They are 1.8 billion globally. They will make 75% of workforce by 2025. They will outspace earnings of baby boomers in less than 10 years. Smartphones and tablets are the argument settlers and fact checkers for every conversation. Get more insights on African Millennials on Africa Business Radio towards a profitable Africa.
That's cool on the beat.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys are done with the festive season and are fully in work right now, right? It's January 8th already, and I hope money is coming in. I hope the Tuesday meeting is going to bring the invoice you need before Friday. How you doing, guys? It's Tomi Wale again on the African Millennial Radio Show on Africa Business Radio, and I'm back again with the word interesting. I'm always having interesting people on the show. I've known these ladies on Instagram, so I always see you guys at Art Cafe.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah. I just look at these two people just come in.
I always see you at Art Cafe as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
For like maybe like an hour, and then out again. Like,
yeah, it has like the best Wi-Fi in Lagos.
Yes, yes, Art Cafe does.
Yes.
I mean, I think so. Well, maybe I know a couple of places, but Art Cafe. Okay, so Art Cafe is not paying me. All right then, and you know, Instagram and everything. And what I've noticed or appreciated about them is they're hardworking. You know, I just like to see that a lot. I mean, I can't vibe with anyone who's not getting something done, right? Even if it's inching or just doing something, right? You should at least be trying to do something. And I'm happy to have them on the African Millennial Radio Show today. So a brief talk about them, right? I'm going to read something from. There are many things, guys, but I'm going to read something from their fashion website. They have a fashion brand called MARYMAII. That's MARYMAII, right? MARYMAII.com. Now, we're a fashion brand run by twin sisters Jenifer and Jessica. We decided to turn our passion for fashion into a brand and share our love for stylish clothing with you all. After we both attained a fashion design degree at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, in Los Angeles, California, right?
Yes.
California. Okay. We decided to take a leap and launch MARYMAII, and that's a very, very beautiful leap. That's what I'm here for. MARYMAII, which is a fashion of both. MARYMAII, which is a fashion of both our Nigerian names, Miriam.
Fusion. Those are our
fusion.
Yeah.
Tomi, read now. MARYMAII, which is a fusion of both our names. Our Nigerian names, Miriam and Maimuna.
Yes.
Maimuna.
Yes.
Right. We're born. So, guys, drum roll. I have Jessica and Jenifer Danjuma in the studio today. How are we doing, guys?
We're doing great. Very good.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
I've noticed some things, right? I'm just going to build some premise right now, right? So I'm going to talk about some things from the last decade, right? And then I'm also going to talk about what I've seen about you guys. So first, what I've seen about you guys is fashion, MARYMAII, which are awesome, right? If you're live, you guys can go on Tomi Wale _ on Instagram, and then you can join live also to see what they're wearing, right? So they made those themselves, and I can see a lot of quality going on right there. So you have fashion, you have something that has to do with travel,
Yes.
and tourism,
Yes.
right? A platform. That's Places to Go Lagos.
Places to Go Lagos.
Right.
Yes.
And then you have
A YouTube channel.
a YouTube channel. I think
Yeah.
that's the major.
Yes.
That's like the very major thing, right? You guys have over 100K.
We have 12.6 thousand subscribers, and we have about half a million.
500,000 views.
Yeah, 500,000 views.
500,000 views
Yes.
right now. Now, just to say it, I was the 10,001 subscriber or 10,001st. How do you say that? Subscriber, right? Because I know you put it on Instagram. I was like, let me go subscribe to that. Right? And I said it was 10K already. I was like, okay, let me make it. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, and then you have real estate.
Yes.
I mean, aren't you guys should go check Jessica and Jenifer. So Jessica Danjuma, Jenifer Danjuma, right?
Yes.
To see what's going on, right, with people who are not taking no for an answer,
Yeah.
right, and actually just trying to forward things on. So let's just talk. I would say I really got conscious about so many things about the internet, right, from maybe 2009 or 2010, but then fully went into it when I got my first job in 2011.
Okay.
Right, I was going to be the creative director of a company that ran food chains on transit routes in Nigeria. Right, and at the same time, I had to learn how to get these things going. Right, so it wasn't just me coming and then I know the job, but then the CEO, I don't know what he saw in me though. He would always just make me sit opposite his table in his office. That was my office. And then if there's anything going on, you pass me a book, pass me these projects, pass me things like that, marketing issues and all of that. Okay, enough about me. Now, while I was doing that, on the side, I was consulting for organizations also. So majorly, the first thing was a fashion organization. I could see then that, I mean, the company is still on, right? Because Amaka Kentebe is a very, very, very strong person. She's also someone that won't take no for an answer. She's right. So the company is still on. They have stores all around Lagos and things like that. But I could see how an idea of running a business. Right, it wasn't just easy running it at the end of the day. So they had to get deep into it's this delivery here, it's how to do distribution here, it's how to put it on the internet here. It's just how to ensure that the money comes in from what they're working with. Now, you guys are entrepreneurs in this space, right? I'm going to just open the floor right now. I don't know when you guys started MARYMAII. I don't know when you guys started the YouTube channel. I don't know, but I'm sure it's been going on for a good number of years.
Yeah.
How have you been able to come this far in this very, very funny environment?
Basically, we have had MARYMAII for 2 years now,
Right.
and our YouTube channel around the same time, 2 years as well.
Okay.
And I would say we've been able to have MARYMAII going for just these past 2 years because we've been learning. And when I say we've been learning and looking at what is going on. You know, I was having a conversation with her about when we first started, and we were going to start, and we knew then we needed a website. Around that time, it was just stores. And this was just 2 years ago. It was just stores.
2017,
Yes. And we knew that we needed a website, but even around the time we were looking for a web designer, we typed on Google, web designers in Nigeria, and we just saw 2. And it's crazy because when you look at it now, today, I see web designers everywhere. So you can imagine in 2 years how much has changed in the digital space that we are at a point where like there's so much going on online. You're missing out if you're just relying on brick and mortar. So I feel like a lot of businesses that maybe have got left along the way, left behind, is because they've not necessarily focused on what is going on. They've not focused on the fact that, you know, there's so much opportunity on the internet today, taking advantage of Facebook ads, taking advantage of voice, you know, what we're doing right now, podcast, radio, like taking advantage of advertising a different way to people that are more engaged. We all live online. We all live on our phones now. So how are you translating, you know, your message to people online right now? So I feel like that is an issue. And yeah, separate from just the difficulties you face here in Lagos with, you know, your artisans. Some of them literally want to have their own business. They don't want to work for you. So how do you go about having them commit to you and to buy into your vision, to buy into your dream that your ship keeps moving? And that's another thing that we have, we've been talking about.
Yeah, I would say the way we've gotten to this point, first of all, we came in this age of, the digital progression, and I'm actually excited to have, because I feel like if it was back in the day where I had to put my marketing in a newspaper and pay maybe 300,000 to 500,000 naira, I don't know how I would do that, because what 300 to 500,000 can do on Facebook ads for my business today is crazy. But back there, it was very kind of old-fashioned, the way you would market. And we came in at a stage where I had finished fashion school, and even there, you were really pushed to be adventurous and put your passion online and put what you like online. So we were used to this digital space. I mean, we even had like a fashion blog back in the day when we were in fashion school. So that just allowed us to continue to progress with that. So we were very comfortable online. We created our website online, and we started also marketing online. And in terms of getting staff, like Jessica said, I laugh because Nigerians, they're so confident, and I love the passion, because like she said, everybody that is working for you also wants to have their own thing going on. So the way you really do it is try and invest in them. Yeah. Like with some of our artisans, we sit down with them and tell them, besides working for me, what are your plans down the line? And, some of them want to go back to school, fashion school, and we say, okay, let's do a deal. If you keep working for me the way you're working for me, then maybe I'll invest into that. Or, whatever you want to do, let's talk about it and see how we can get it running for you. That way, they see a future with you. It's not just working for you. They're not resentful, because Nigerians, wherever you find us in the world, it's like what the boss is there. Like we are running things. Nigerians are so confident. They're never in the shadows. They're never taking a back seat. So I think you should pour into your staff and the people working for you, and they will pour back into you. So that's kind of how we've gotten to where we are right now.
Right. I mean, I like the part where Jenifer said that you try to invest in the people that you're working with. And then I also chuckled when you talked about artisans. I mean, I have a friend who she makes cards, right? Breathe of Explore, and then she had her cards all over ShopRite. Okay. Right, and then I think she was telling me she had over 90% sales. Now, in trying to get the products to ShopRite, right? I think ShopRite came in late and things like that, so she had a very limited time to print. Now, in order to get the prints done, she had to go sit down with the printer all night to ensure that they got it done, sat with them to put it in the envelopes herself. She didn't sit down somewhere. Do you understand? So now, okay, they'll deliver it to me. No. I can hear you. You're going to deliver it. Fine. I trust you guys, but I'm going to be with you. Treat. And that was how she was able to get things done. Some things as little as getting a dispatch rider. Yes. Right, to take this to that place. The headache. Is Lagos that big? You're a rider. You should be able to go through traffic, right? So you can't be a car. You're a bike. You get what I'm saying, right? So I mean, I chuckled at that, and I could see that also, and that's something very, very interesting. A lot of organizations, I think, should start looking into, because as a 95 boy, right, the salary you're collecting, I don't think is enough.
Yeah, it's not.
So you want to do something else. So I think if you're okay, you want to do this also, try and do this, and then good point. So now on diversifying, right? So I'm coming from the point of 95 guy who wants to do something, right, and then the entrepreneur who's doing one thing and wants to do something else also. So now on diversifying and what you guys have done about that, right? Can you maybe? I'm new. I don't know anything about diversification, right? I'm a Ghanaian. I'm from Mali. Okay, cool. How do I get this done? No, I'm not from there. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from
so, basically, I'll say about diversifying. I just feel like we are at such a time where, like, we're so privileged right now that there's so much at our disposal. I just feel like as young African millennials, there has never been a better time for us right now. Like, we have an even playing field. You can literally be sitting down in the middle of nowhere and connect with someone across the world, show them your talents, whatever it is that you're doing. We have people that are artists. I think there was a guy that sketched Kevin Hart last year, and Kevin Hart saw it, and I can't remember what he did, but basically the guy's talent was able to be seen by the world, and I think he was rewarded for that. So I feel like you need to take advantage. Everybody is good at something, and even if you're not good at something, you try something and you find out what you're good at along the way. We have so many platforms. YouTube is free. You know, that's another thing that we got into. We just started doing YouTube, and you know, when we first started YouTube, we were just we were doing different things. Like, I can't even say we focused on one thing. What we did is we allowed our audience to pick what they wanted to see.
Right.
So we went on there and we were doing motivational videos, we're doing lifestyle, so many things. But we did just one random hair video, and that got like 100,000 views. And from then on, that's what they wanted to see. And sometimes I want to talk business, I want to talk several things, but each time I do a hair video, it gets 100,000 views. So I said, okay, this is working out, and YouTube actually pays, if you didn't know about that. So it's actually a good source of income to have.
Pays in dollars.
Yeah, it pays in dollars.
It pays in dollars, not naira.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is good. So I just feel like anyone can make videos. If you have an iPhone, or if you even have a phone that you can actually create videos with, you can actually make videos, upload these videos, and monetize. There are so many platforms. With Instagram, people create funny videos. You can do anything from the comfort of sitting down at home, and you can actually earn an income. So I just feel like there really is no excuse today on why you cannot have several streams of income. You cannot take advantage of what is going on right now.
Yeah, may I add to what she's saying?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
even with all of the advantages out there, most people in their jobs are really underpaid. And even if you were paid quite well, with the amount of things that happen, like running a generator, your car having issues, like most people have like so many issues that pop up, because obviously we live in Africa, it's still a developing country. There will be so many expenses that come up that you are not expecting. So the best thing to do is really diversify. Like she said, a lot of these platforms are free, so you're not paying for it. You can just go on it and just try your luck and see what, if your talent can reach people, whatever it is, you can actually just try it on these platforms and see if it works.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I need to, if I'm going to open a YouTube page, what are we doing? What are we talking about? All right, let's have a short break right now, then we'll be back in a bit.
Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Africa is not a country. It is not a big homogeneous market. It's thriving with some of the world's fastest growing economies. To find out more, log on africabusinessradio.com. Towards a profitable Africa.
They are 1.8 billion globally. They will make 75% of workforce by 2025. They will outspace earnings of baby boomers in less than 10 years. Smartphones and tablets are the argument settlers and fact checkers for every conversation. Get more insights on African Millennials on Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
That's cool on the beat.
Right, so welcome back, guys. How's it going though? If you have any comments, I think you should go on Africa Business Radio. The Twitter account for Africa Business Radio is Africa Biz Radio, right? And then just make a comment about this. You know, let's know what you're learning. Let's know what you're thinking. That's on Twitter, Africa Biz, the B-I-Z or B-I-Z Radio, right? So the last guest, she's a PR person. Her name is Tomi Wale. Very, very someone I respect a lot with her work, right? And then I said, no, Tomi, let's talk about what organizations should be looking at as regards PR for this new decade. And then she was talking about AI, right? To the point where she said that AI now writes copies. I was like, that's someone's job, gone. And then I made a random tweet, right, the second, because I was listening to the thing again, and I just made a tweet. I said, in about 2 years' time, there's going to be an app where all you need to do is just to upload your business model canvas. It will ask you the questions, right, and then it it will ask you, okay, who are your targets? What's your location? The way Facebook would ask you those things.
Yeah.
Right. And then it will not stop there. It will send you templates of creatives that you can put your things on. And then it would publish it for you. And all you need to do is to work on your back end for phone calls and everything. Now look at that. Look at the amount of jobs that are gone right now.
Yeah.
The business analyst job is gone. Right. The social media strategist job is gone. Do you get what I'm saying? The guys that implement is gone just with an app. Right. So we are living in interesting times.
Oh yeah.
Right. I sort of broke down. I was talking with a friend of mine, Tomi, yesterday evening over dinner, and I sort of broke down what the last decade was like. I said between 2011 to 2015, digital marketing, and then people calmed down. Everybody could do digital marketing easily now. And then it was 2016 to 2018. People were saying, I can't watch videos in my data on Instagram, and everything. But then we saw the likes of the influencers, right, grow through videos on Instagram, right? And then 2019 was a whole different year. So many things happened, right? The things that people thought they could do in 2 years, people are crushing it in 3 months.
Oh yeah.
Now we're in a new decade now, then it looks like things are going to be done every 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Right? Things just always keep changing. Right? And then I also had a phone call with my folks at Covenant University yesterday, one of the lecturers there. And I said that you are sitting on a gold mine because you are actually educating the people who will rule conversations in 2-3 years time. Right? As in, when I mean rule, you'll rule. You get what I'm saying? Now, running a business, doing every day, from your perspective, what things should people take note of? Or what do you think people should be careful of? Or what things should people look out for in maybe this decade or maybe the next 5 years, thereabout?
I would say things are progressing much faster than we all thought.
Right.
Like even people that thought they were social media influencers and it was so cool, it's like now is a bit dated now. And I feel like people don't even really check email as much as maybe their Instagram inbox. Like things are progressing so fast. So I would say that everybody should kind of be aware of the next new thing, of the next new platform, because we pretty much live on our phones, and most of the time, especially if you're doing business, you want to be where everyone is. You want to be able to sell and advertise where everyone is. So there are literally a lot of platforms now. You know, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn. I even hear people close business deals on TikTok. But
for real?
Yeah, seriously, there are lots of business platforms, and podcasts are really in. I know a lot of businesses, even fashion businesses like Pretty Little Thing, they have a podcast and they reach a lot of people through that. They talk about women's issues and they sell to women, so it works out for them. So I feel like in terms of you having a business and wanting to still reach your customers, you have to constantly study what is on the cusp, what is new, what is hot on the scene. Yes, you constantly have to study so you can always literally have the eyes of your consumers.
Yeah, I would say that the ability for any business to succeed in this next decade has to be you have to be able to predict and adapt. So you have to be able to almost predict what is coming, and you have to be looking on people's pages that you necessarily look at as, you know, maybe someone like Bobrisky or somebody who just has a lot of eyeballs on them, to see what exactly it is that people want to see, because eyeballs equals sales or money. Now today content is currency, so you need to see where it is that people are going. Even if it seems like it's 14-year-olds that are on TikTok, just pay a bit of attention to it, because without that space or those eyeballs on you, your business really can't exist in the next decade. So we need to be able to really adapt to what is going on and all these changes that are coming.
Well, that's very, very. That's very. I like the fact that you mentioned Bobrisky. You see, this thing is happening. Whatever. Right? You know, because I was on Twitter. Was it? Isn't that thing that trended on Twitter? Do you guys do Twitter?
No, I'm a big Twitter person.
Oh God, something trended on Twitter about BSc and MSc. I won't say the meaning, but you know, you can check BSc and MSc. What happened on Twitter, right? And I was like, I would never have thought. You get in 2015, 2016 that this kind of a thing one day would be what to trend on Twitter, right? And then the next day was something about one lady called Amaka. I was like, Do you get what I'm saying? So now, I won't mock those guys, right? I'm just going to say, how can I put myself in, not necessarily get stained, right? Not get stained at all, but I can just put myself in that place and maybe just get their attention, right? So there's something I tell people, I say, you can entertain a thought but not accept it, right? So you dance with your thoughts and everything, but then it's not coming to you. You want to say something?
Oh no, when you said how can you like put yourself in their place, I wanted to say, like, to be honest, now it's so easy. Like, you could actually just, it's as easy as DMing Bobrisky. I feel like it's easier to DM and contact him that way than actually get his phone number or get his representatives.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot easier access nowadays. Like some celebrities or some of these people, they act like they don't read their DMs, but they do. I feel like they read, and it's easier to reach them today. So there's easier access.
I was reading, so if you guys might want to check newscred.com. I read okay, you guys read Newscred?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so Newscred is NE News, then Cred, CRED.com. They have the insights part. They have. So I was reading something from them. They're talking about H&M. The H&M actually has a whole department that responds to their DMs, because this was last year. I was in mid last year or so, because that, and I think this thing started happening from 2018, and that's because they close the deals, right? The shops, the everything. Instead of saying go and check our websites, for me to leave Instagram and go and check it, can I just ask you right now, right? So they have a whole department, to that, and it's happening everywhere. These young folks, people who are 17 to 21, have the disposable income right now. They are not thinking of, I won't buy this now, I'll buy it later because I need to take care of this bill, or things like that. So yes, they're very good. Now there's something I want to ask you guys, right? We are the ones building Africa, right? Me, Jenifer, Jessica, Mike, Soji, everybody, we are building Africa, right? What's our picture, right, of what things should at least just be like? I don't want to start casting time, but maybe, I mean, your birthday in 2027, right? What should be your thoughts of Africa?
I feel like we should have progressed way more than now, because I actually feel like we have so much to offer the world. I feel like if we had our government really join us to really make things better, like we actually need a lot. Like even with the internet, I feel like the data prices are way too high, and there's so many opportunities on the internet that the government can actually allow us to have. The infrastructure issues, we still have NEPA. And I feel like if these issues were actually targeted, and when we get to before the next decade, we could actually do so much.
Yeah. I personally feel like a lot is not being done with tourism. I mean, we heard about how Ghana made, was it $150 million?
Yeah.
From the December.
Yes, from the year of the return.
So they couldn't do choppers and all of those things. I'm angry.
I just feel like, what have we done with what we have? We have.
No, I heard there's a door of return
here.
Sorry.
In Nigeria.
But they haven't made it a tourist experience, have they?
I saw it trended. Okay, you guys should get on Twitter. There was door. There's going to be door.
The thing is that if we ourselves, we've not even taken what we have to make it like a tourist experience to attract people in. I feel like there's just so much. We have a lot of beautiful places here that we can actually turn into a tourist experience. We haven't taken advantage of that, and there's money sitting on the table. There's just so much that we can do with what we have right now. And we have no excuse, because we are the generation that we have the internet.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like also we shouldn't wait to be saved by foreigners. I feel like there are enough businesses already in Africa that are run by foreigners. I feel like Africans should take charge and run these businesses, and do things to progress. Because I'm looking at the tourism industry, and I'm worried that some foreigner will see this opportunity and build something here instead of in Nigeria.
They will do the door of no return, even if they don't know the history.
Door of return. I think it's door of return.
Door of return.
No, it's door of no return.
No, that's one in Ghana.
Okay, that's one in Ghana.
I'm talking about Nigeria.
Door of return.
Yes, I saw that thing. Had a green and white theme on the design like this, trying to insinuate Nigeria. Scary. All right, man, guys, thank you for coming. I think I've learned a lot, right? Especially that part where I need to reemphasize that part where you need to ask the people you're working with, right? That how can I help you grow? I mean, that's something I can see a lot of empathy coming from that, right? Which is something that is lacking a lot. I mean, kudos to that and every other thing. Guys, the podcast is going to be available on africabusinessradio.com. Don't forget to get on getupinc.com to take the African Millennial Report survey, so you can have the African Millennial Report published sometime this year. All right, guys. Jessica, Jenifer, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's a great time. All right, guys. I have to get out of the studio now. Bye for now.
Africa Business Radio. Take advantage. It's yours.